Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, International Falls. Good morning, Maplewood. Good morning, Maple Grove. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Robin's House of Roasts Employee of the Month, Kendall Martin. Pot roast, roast chuck, roast beef.
All of them.
All the roasts. How you doing?
I'm swell. How are you?
Swell. Well, there's a word that we haven't heard since Leave It to Beaver.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're
Happy
swell.
to
You're
be
like
here.
a kid in the 50s.
Uh-huh.
You're doing swell.
Just doing swell today.
Just doing swell.
Yes.
That's right. Me too.
Good.
I am swell as
Good.
well.
Good.
Swell as well. That's cute. I like that
Uh-huh.
little phrase.
Me too.
Yeah, if I can ask everybody to send a little prayer, a good thought today. Dexter is at the University of Minnesota getting checked out, my boxer. Boxers have, they're prone to have cancer, unfortunately, like knee problems, and they're prone to get, the breed is just prone to get cancer. And he's had cancer before in his little foot, but then we got it taken care of. And now he has a new little lump. So he's at the vet right now. He's at the University of Minnesota. They're fantastic. And he's getting analyzed right now. So everyone just put out good thoughts to the Dexter.
Has he been acting any differently or just has the lump?
Okay, let's be very clear. That dog does not act any different. He still is very food motivated. Just like Daddy. But no, he's not. Thank you for asking. Hasn't acted a bit different. That's why I'm not going to be worried. I'm not going to prematurely worry. He's going to be fine. It's right here on his little leg. There's a little bump right there. So it's easily clippable, and hopefully they can get all of it, and they call it clean edges. I've been through this before. But yeah, that's my boy. That's the Boobs. His nickname is the Boobs.
Yeah.
And I don't play favorites. I like my little sausage too, my little Biggie, who's sick too. I have a house of sick dogs.
What?
But yeah, Biggie had his teeth pulled. Remember, he had the tooth infection. So I have sick Biggie, and now I'm going to have sick Dexter. It's glorious. But yeah, it's just he's going to be fine. He's a horse.
Yes.
He's a good boy. He's, I think, 8 or 9 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Extra treats.
Extra treats. I'm going to love on him a little extra more. Every time I get home, I'm sure you guys have this with your dog. We have a routine.
Yep.
If Colin, unless Colin takes him to the in-laws to run around, the boys are left home, and then I come home after the show, and I walk in, and it's the same routine every day. I walk in, and Dexter comes, and he wiggles. And if you have a boxer, the back half wiggles in a different way than the front half of him, and he walks up to you. And then I go in the room and I go to change out of my school clothes, and he jumps on the bed and he puts his paws right here and he hugs me. And then I rub his belly, I give him a little hug, and we do that every day, every single weekday of my life. It's the same routine. And then I pick Biggie up, my little sausage, and I hold him like this, like the presentation of Simba. And then I, look, hello, little fatty. Yeah. And then we go about our day. But yeah.
Aren't they so cute how dogs do that? Once they reach a certain age, they
Yes.
just have the thing that they greet you with.
Oh,
every
it's the
time.
routine. And then at the end of the night, when we turn the TV off, the dogs know when we're done watching TV, because then they jump off the couch like, okay, we're going to bed.
Yep,
I don't
bedtime.
even, the clicking of the remote, they know to go to bed. They're like, oh, they're done watching TV. They're done watching the Golden Girls. Time to go to bed. And then they jump off the couch, and then Dexter, and then he'll look. Then if we take our time, Dexter turns around, and looks at us like, hello, gay boys. What are you doing? Come on, we want to go to bed. Come on, you two. Got to go to bed. Golden Girls is over. Come on. But anyway, thanks in advance. I'll keep you guys updated. Let's go, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it. Here we go. So the boys of Yam House made their national TV debut last night. They performed their new song, Ready to Go, on NBC's new show, The American Song Contest. Let's look at a little bit here.
I'm ready to go. Oh, oh, oh. distance. I'm fired up and ready to go. You already know. Yeah, I really wanna taste it. Zero.
So good. By the way, that single, I think either Zach or Jake wrote that during the quarantine, during COVID. They wrote that song. Anyway, I thought they did great. Now look, I'm biased. I wanted just them on stage. I didn't need the American Bandstand dancers. I didn't need the solid gold dancers. I would have liked just the kids running up to him. Yeah, get off. Just show me the guys. Just show me the boys. I don't need Dionne Warwick and the solid gold dancers. Get off. But I thought they did great. And they opened the show. They were the first ones when Snoop, which by the way, because Kelly Clarkson and Snoop they host the show. I love Snoop so much. And after they performed, Snoop gave the best. Snoop goes, that's a hit single right there.
He did.
So no matter how they do on the show, I think, look, the Atlantic Records is dealing with them for this show, and Snoop loves them.
Right. You got a lot of eyes on you.
A lot of eyes. Now, it's still network TV. It's still NBC.
Right.
I was like a proud papa yesterday. I was so excited.
It was so cool. And the fact that, like you said, they opened, and the whole opening monologue, it was great video. I think some of it was from our friend Jay Bird.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing, like you mentioned, I also didn't need the dancers, because we've seen them in real life.
I just
they
give me
don't
the
need
guys.
that.
But I'm sure the producers want to jazz it up.
Always.
Just give me the guys. The boys are up against some stiff competition, including Michael Bolton. Look.
We gotta love like we've never been hurt. We gotta rise like we've never been burned. And after all of the lessons we've learned, we're gonna make this a beautiful world, a beautiful world. Oh, oh, we're gonna make this a beautiful world.
Okay. Couple things. First, Michael Bolton looks very bored. He looks like he's just got out of a DMV seminar about the new driving rules of a particular state.
And he's going to sing about it.
And number two, I know they do it in Eurovision, which this is based on, but I don't like the already established singers mixed into the show. I don't. And I don't think you're going to like that. I think if I were the producers, this would have been the one thing I would have changed for American audiences.
Right.
Because good or bad, Americans are used to singing competitions being about a platform for unknown singers. This is going to ring weird to them, and it may turn them off of the show in general.
Right. Especially if they advance.
Yes. You got Michael Bolton and Cisco and Macy Gray.
Jewel.
And Jewel. They don't need a leg up.
Right.
Yam House needs a leg up.
Right.
They've had their shot. Michael Bolton's had long hair.
And he has a great voice and great music.
I like all. Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. My apologies.
That's not the point. That's all.
It's not the point. They've all had their shot. These guys, they haven't.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I still don't understand how the voting works. Not the voting, but when are we going to find the reveals? When are they going to start shrinking it down?
I don't know.
Do you get it? I don't get it.
I don't get that fully either.
Okay.
TBD.
Next in the dish, the Oscars is looking to make a big splash this year, and they could be kicking off the show with some serious star power. That's right. According to Variety, Michael Bolton is in, I'm just joking, Beyonce is in advanced talks to perform her Oscar-nominated song for King Richard, Be Alive. The performance could be done via satellite from the tennis courts in Compton, where Venus and Serena Williams grew up. Now that's cool. Other outlets are saying the performance could actually kick off the show. Are you happy about this, my love?
I love Beyonce. She is gold.
Okay. So I'll take that as a yes. I'll mark you down as an excited. Fine. Yeah, I like Beyonce. I sure.
Have you ever seen a performance by Beyonce at a big stage that you've been like, no?
No, and I've been to a couple Beyonce shows. No, she delivers.
Every time.
Yeah. If there's going to be a song to kick off the show, personally to me, I'm a comedy fan, so I would like a fun monologue from, well, our next subject here, because next in the dish, speaking of the Oscars, Wanda Sykes is one of the hosts for the big night, and she was on with Jimmy Kimmel last night and talked about how the show will actually work with 3 hosts. Look.
Hosting with 2 other people, how do you decide who does what? Like, will you do a monologue together or just all shout out your jokes and whoever's the loudest wins?
We tried that.
Yeah?
We tried that to see who's the loudest, and I won. But
You did, yeah.
I'm the loudest. but no, yeah, we're gonna share a monologue at the top of the show, and then you'll see us in different, either we'll be together, it might be 2 of us, might be 1 of us.
I see.
Who knows? Yeah.
Good. Because you heard me. I was worried that they were just going to divide. I'm like, no, we want to see the 3 of them together. If not, why have multiple, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seemed odd.
Jelly
the original
bean?
rumor of like,
Yeah.
thank you, Jelly Bean. Like when they originally said maybe 1 an hour.
No.
Why?
I want to see them together, and it sounds like they're going to. So either Beyonce or a fun monologue, I would like to kick off the show. What she said. The Oscars air live on Sunday night on the Alphabet Network. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Coming up next, find out why Mickey Mouse shut down a marriage proposal at one of its parks. The not so uplifting story still ahead. Then,
Becca, it's great to have you on the show.
she's our forever bachelorette. Minnesota's own Becca talks to Ted, and she's spilling the Bachelor Nation tea. Leo, roll it. And we're opening up the Jason Show mailbag to answer all your burning questions. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. I actually texted Lars from Yam House last night during the show because they're sitting in that pit, and I know they all have their phones. So I said, "Hey, we love you. We're cheering you on." He texted back at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You're like, I just woke up
I was
again.
just like, because it's 1 o'clock there, and anyway, yeah. Welcome back. Lizzo was on James Corden last night, and very soon she has some new music coming out, and that is our late night rewind.
And when are we going to get to hear it?
Well, maybe you can hear some of it pretty soon.
Well, should I tell you something? I don't know if you know this. You see back here, I have all these vinyls here, back here on the set. They've been here for 7 years.
Okay.
Well, what's amazing is I suddenly remembered that I've actually got a vinyl back here. And I actually forgot I'd had this, which is top secret. It's a world exclusive.
How'd you let the
Don't you worry. So, to be clear, this is the first time anyone has ever heard a snippet of this song.
Turn it up.
Awesome.
So good. I love that color blue, too. Okay, can we just have it released now?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. It's coming out. We don't have to wait long, though. April 15th. It's coming out.
Okay.
Right?
I like it.
That's not long. We can wait.
We can just play that clip until then.
Just on repeat.
Yeah.
The little turntable. I used to have a little record player like that.
You did?
Yeah, I used to play my little Fox and the Hound and my little, my little sound. Then I played Paula Abdul. No, that was my CD. I had Whitney Houston's very first, that was my first record. Like a music record was Whitney Houston's debut.
Not a laser disc, though.
No, a laser disc was a movie on a CD the size of a record. It was before DVDs. A laser disc was like this big.
Who thought that was going to work?
Well, because it was a better quality than back in the pilgrimage, we just had VHSs.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't have to deal with. Yeah, you did. You were.
I did.
You
My
dealt.
dad would always tape over my Arthur tapes with freaking golf.
Oh, I was.
No, I wasn't going. Don't worry.
I was like, what was he taping over Arthur for?
He's like, oh, the PGA's on. Sorry, Arthur.
He tapes golf.
Back in the day when you couldn't like TiVo,
Oh.
So if he was going to be gone and it was the Masters, he would.
I'm like,
tape
why would
it.
you want to watch it again? I mean, it's very long.
Jason,
I'm just saying.
golf is fun to watch.
Okay. Oh.
You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed playing golf. Watching golf, I'd rather swim in shark-infested waters with my butt covered in chum.
There's some very good-looking men who golf now.
Great, I'll look at them in magazines. Or I'll Google them.
Okay.
Hot golfers. It's easy.
It's a good list.
Next in the dish, we can't get enough Sandy B, the Sandra Bullock. In a new interview, she revealed which movie she's done that she still regrets. And it's this one. Look.
We can't get into you. There's something in the door. And I don't know. Wait.
What does it look like?
What does it look like? Okay. It's green, like a spray deodorant can. I don't know. Can't think.
It's a grenade.
What?
There's a number on it. There should be a number on it.
Okay. It's L1619 Magnum.
There's a pin out.
What?
There's a pin out. No. The pin's still in, but it's attached to a wire.
Yeah.
That masterpiece is Speed 2 Cruise Control. She said the movie made absolutely no sense because it's a slow boat slowly going toward an island. If you're wondering, it has a 4% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I've seen it's horrible. And Keanu Reeves, who was in the original Speed, he wanted to work. He did an interview. It was just a couple years ago. I think it was actually in Corden. And they asked him about it. He goes, look, I wanted to work with Sandy again. But then I saw the script, and I'm like, absolutely not. This is horrible. And they just wanted to capitalize because Speed was such a huge hit.
Right.
Huge. It was the zenith of Keanu, you know, because Point Break and then Speed and then Matrix. Keanu was everywhere. And then Sandy was the new kid on the block. So they're like, well, we got to do another Speed. What can we make go fast? A cruise ship. Yeah.
Terrible idea.
Kathy Lee Gifford was in it. She fell overboard. It was crazy.
Well, for real?
I'm kidding. No, because she used to. Kathy Lee used to do those carnival cruise. If they can see me now aboard of Carnival Cruise, drinking fancy drinks and playing shuffleboard. Next in the dish, 4 years after Crazy Rich Asians debuted on the big screen, its sequel is still struggling to get off the ground. The movie, the original, made more than $230 million at the box office. But after the original screenwriters walked away over a pay dispute, the sequel's future has been in doubt ever since. Now, the studio behind it, Warner Brothers, appears kind of sort of to be back on track with the sequel because a new screenwriter has signed on the dotted line to write it. No word if the original cast is coming back, what it's going to be about, or when the movie could debut. So basically, as reporters say, we have more questions than answers. Back to you, Tim Blotz.
I would say you know nothing, Jon Snow.
We know what's that?
Game of Thrones?
Well, I know, but is that a quote from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Who says that?
Egret.
Egret, that's a bird.
No, it's the girl who Jon Snow falls in love with. She's north of the wall, and they meet north of the wall, and then they make babies together. They don't actually, they in real life made babies together, but not actually in the show.
Speaking of babies, my friend Jen texted me last night. Have you ever met a baby named Beth? We are going through all the names of older names of you never meet. Let me pull up the text real quick.
Yeah, old names are coming back though.
I know, but here, where is it? Let's see here.
Like Birdie or
no, but just
Hazel.
Mabel. Have you ever met a baby Carol? Carols are just adults. I don't know where they come from, but have you ever met a baby Carol?
I've also never met a baby Jason.
Well, because Jasons were popular for 2 years, and then we died out, like a velociraptor. But think of it. Have you ever met a baby Carol? Oh, look, this is my baby Carol. No.
Oh, yeah.
And another name? Baby Karens. Have you ever met a baby? They're just adults. You just meet.
There are adult
they're just.
Karens.
I know. And then Ethel. Have you ever met a baby Ethel? No. We are going, and we are thinking about this. They're just, we don't know where they come from, but they just materialize. Carols and Ethels.
That's very true.
Now watch. This is what's going to happen.
You're going to get emails.
We're going to get We're going to get emails today.
With photos of babies.
I just had a baby, and her name is Carol, and she's lovely. That's what's going to happen today. I'm not busting on them.
Right.
Just a life observation.
You don't see a lot of baby like Kevins or Bills either. Just older names. You just don't see a lot of babies.
Well, Bill because of William, but you don't. But I challenge you. Think of a baby Carol. Next in the dish, one of my favorite shows of the year wrapped up season 1. I'm talking about The Gilded Age on HBO. Now look, here's a warning, I'm not going to spoil anything, but this is what you need to know. Julian Fellows, who created Gilded Age, also created Downton Abbey. And other than the one where a big character died, who I'm not going to reveal, Downton Abbey season finales weren't like American season finales where like JR is shot, or the Korean War ends, or Seinfeld's in a jail. No. They're not whiz-bang season finale cliffhangers. Just know that going in. So nothing, there's not a murder mystery at the end of The Gilded Age season 1. It just is a great ending. I just want you to adjust your expectations. Because now when we think of cliffhangers and season finales, we think of cars going over the cliff, McDreamy being run over by a tractor or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But none of that happens.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's refreshing.
But now that the season's all done, it's so good. You need to start watching it. And I hope it gets even soapier next year. And Christine Baranski is a national treasure. I mean, I already thought that, but she is a national treasure. There are GIFs, Gilded Age GIFs, ton of them featuring lines from her. One of them is, "I haven't been excited since 1837. I like that.
This is supposed to be like the turn of the century, right?
Yeah, during the Gilded Age, like 1889 to about the turn of the century is what they consider the Gilded Age. Yeah. Next up, a big no-no at Disneyland. One guy will have to find a new way to propose to his girlfriend after getting shut down at Disney. The reason? Balloons. Here's the video from Disney's California Adventure. You can see a security guard stopping the public proposal right when it was, then you can hear the boos, right when it's getting started. They even escorted the guy to a nearby exit. It's not exactly clear, now to be fair to the mouse, we don't exactly know why they stopped the guy, but people online believe it's because he brought in contraband balloons. Illegal balloons into the park. Because there are rules about what you can bring into the parks.
Right.
But if you can bring a salami sandwich in, why can't you bring a Mylar balloon?
Maybe Mylar. I know at hospitals they're like no latex balloons.
Because of allergies?
Yeah, right. So that is my only guess.
Okay. I don't know. But Mickey, I got to tell you, you're not having a good couple weeks. Did you really need this? I mean, like today, there's a walkout scheduled for the Disney organization. So then Disney sent out this "We love gay people" graphic, and I was like, Mickey, you and Goofy, it might be a little too late. But yeah, all of the Disney go on social media. Disney parks, Disney cruise lines, Marvel, anything owned by Disney, they sent out this big gay Mickey Mouse with rainbows coming out everywhere. And they're basically, we love gay people, we apologize. And I'm like, it's maybe you should have had that statement a couple weeks ago.
Cinderella be running.
My point on this is not a good couple weeks for the mouse. See, I'm fair. I'll bust on them. I love them, but I'll be fair. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back. The Bachelor, live on stage, returns tonight to the... Did you like that, Kendall? Very nice, wasn't it? I did it to the beat of the song.
It's intense.
Mama, I got rhythm. Bachelor, live on stage, returns tonight to the State Theater. It's hosted by former Bachelorette and Minnesota's very own Becca Kufrin. What is Kufrin? And after years of waiting, years and years of waiting and begging her to appear on our show, Becca, we now present to you Becca and producer Ted, The Interview.
Becca, it's great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
So you're coming back to Minnesota. What's that going to be like?
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I haven't been here in a couple months, and I love it because it's finally starting to get a little bit warmer, but it's just going to be good to see friends and family and so many familiar places that I love.
So I went to Bachelor Live on Stage when you were here, and I remember it because, well, first of all, it was a great show, but secondly, it was like we went into the show, the world was one way, we got out, and like everything had happened during the show with COVID.
Right. Yeah. Well, so the Minneapolis show was our last one that we did. And I will say, like, we truly did go out with a bang. We didn't know it was going to be the last one, but the crowd was so electric in Minnesota that it was kind of like the nice final touch that we didn't know we needed. But yeah, I felt like it switched in 2.5 hours. After that, everything shut down, go home, stock up on toilet paper. So it was a very bizarre change.
So this show is going to be a little different. So last time we had local guy Chris. Yep. He searched for love. Mm-hmm. He picked someone at the end. It's a little different this time. How so?
So instead of having a local bachelor, I'm actually bringing on guys from the show that fans know and love. And so each guy will be with me for about a week. And so he'll be in that bachelor role, but he's also going to be co-hosting with me. So this time around, it's, there's really no pressure. We're not expecting anyone to form connections. We don't, they're not expected to date or definitely not expected to get engaged at the end of this. And so it's so lighthearted. It's just going to be fun for truly anyone in the crowd. And so actually we've already seen married women come up on stage. We've seen moms come up on stage. So it's really for everybody who's been a part of Bachelor Nation, who's loved this show for so long. It's finally their chance to feel like they can be part of the show with us.
So how does it work? Because I remember last time, it was, you get out of the limo, some of the women like planted a big one on Chris. It was enjoyable to watch. Yeah. How does it work this time?
So this time, I'm actually pulling people up from the audience. So before we already knew who was going to be up on our stage, we had our Bachelorette contestants ready to go. This time, they're actually just going to be showing up in the lobby, meeting with our casting team an hour before the show. And then we just handpick them from the audience. We get like a quick little bio and photo of them that we announce. And so they don't know if they're coming up on stage, so they really have no time to prep. So it's usually they'll walk out of the limo, they'll have like a cute line geared for whoever the bachelor is, or something fun based off of the show, and then they just go on their way, and we start with the full theater show. And so it's very rapid fire, really like thinking on your feet, just kind of going with the flow this time around.
I do need to know, will there be fantasy suites?
Well, I can't give everything away, but we do have our own spin on fantasy suites. Yes.
Okay. Because I remember last time there was like a bed on stage, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in the world.
It was one of the cabanas from Paradise. We had the cabana and the actual piñata that they show in Paradise. So that was on stage. So it might be making an appearance. I don't know. Again, we put our own fun little spin on it. So, yeah.
So the guy you're bringing to Minneapolis, Rick,
yes.
People might be like, who's Rick? Well, he's the dude that came out like his head is like a platter. What's he like?
Rick's incredible. All of the 7 guys that we've picked are going to be wonderful. They're all going to put their own unique spin on it. So, Rick, from all of the DMs that I've received, everyone's excited. They're like, he's so handsome. We want to see him. But the most requested thing about him is he going to come out in a platter? So I don't know. I'll have to go up tomorrow to find out.
I don't know. What is it? Like 3 or 4 years ago, you were the Bachelorette. What's it been like? Your life has been like totally changed by this experience. Just talk about like what your life was like before and what it's like now.
I mean, vastly different. Before I went on the show, I was obviously living in Minneapolis. I was working at a public relations agency, had the 9-to-5 job, and was living alone, didn't have a dog. And since then, I think my life took a complete 180 turn. And so I have now been able to work on a podcast, not only do this tour, but just so many opportunities have come from it. So I was able to start my own wine line, able to travel so much more, just work with really incredible brands, and moved to California, got a dog. I've fallen in love a few times. And so I never would have expected this. Like, had you told me 5 years ago, this is how my life would turn out, I would have laughed and been like, what are you smoking? But yeah, but it's been so fun. It's been a whirlwind, but now as we kind of come out of COVID, things settled down, and I feel like I'm finally starting to find my groove and what I actually love to be doing, which is the live theater show. And so it's been good. I really have no complaints since then.
Jason would yell at me if I don't ask this question, but the next time you're in Minneapolis, you and your mom need to come here.
Yes.
To the show.
Oh, no, I keep saying that. And every time I come, I feel like I'm only here for a couple days, but I actually do. And I want to bring Thomas, my boyfriend, for at least a week or two in the summer, so he can get all of the Minneapolis, Minnesota experience. And, I'll take him as his little tour guide, but we will definitely love to come. My mom would, of course, she'll be there in a heartbeat.
Of course. We love Jill.
Yes, we love Jill. She's a favorite.
Just saying, Jill's been here a couple times. Becca's been on Twin Cities Live 32 times. Just saying. That's fine. I get it. Tear. Good work. That was the Ted Johnson interview. I want a little open, like Barbara Walters. The Ted Johnson interview. With Ted shot with the Vaseline lens, very just kind of glossy. The Bachelor live on stage is tonight at the State Theater. For tickets, go to hennepintheatertrust.org. Good work, Ted. We'll be back right after this. The Ted Johnson interview. Welcome back. The Ted Johnson interview. Cursive. We got so busy on the show yesterday, we didn't even have time to open up the Monday mailbag. So get ready. It's a special Tuesday edition of the Jason Show mailbag. Hit it, Leo.
You've got mail.
We have mail, Kendall. That's right. First, an email from a new viewer named John. Jon. Hi, John. He says, I'm a former TV producer visiting Minneapolis to see my daughter in her new home. I live in Cincinnati, and we don't get your show here. I discovered it on Monday and have watched each day during my stay. This show is the power of positive thought, and I appreciate the work of Jason and the entire staff. I wish you the best in expanding the land of Jason. Well, that's frightening. That is horrifying. The country has enough trouble. We don't need that. Yes. But no, that's really nice. Look, we all really appreciate that. And the success that we've had in Seattle, the fact that this show translates, it means all of you that watch in Washington and tell your friends, it matters, and we really, really appreciate it. Next, a message from Steph on Twitter. Hi, Steph. She says, I've been with my mom who's recovering from surgery, and she introduced me to the Jason Show today. And as I sit in the MSP airport to fly home, I see there's no merch store. I'd love to send her a mug. Here's the dealio with that, my good friend. And I would rather walk on my lips. Than call out our executives and our bosses, right? Kendall, I never do that.
He hates it.
But it's absolutely the fault of our bosses. Absolutely. We've been wanting a merch store. We've been wanting to sell T-shirts and mugs, Kindle, little Barbie dolls, and we keep getting turned down at every nook and cranny. So if you would like a merch store, please send an email to Mim Jong-un, care of Fox 9. All kidding aside, I'm joking, but I'm not joking.
Right.
For 7 years, there's 2 questions we get asked more than anything. A, why is the show still on? Number 2,
A and number 2.
3 questions. That's right, Jeff. 3 questions. Why is the show still on? Number 2, why does Kendall stand and not sit for the first half of the show? And number 3, why can't we buy mugs?
Legit questions.
I can answer 2 of the 3. 1, why is the show still on? They can't find a cheap replacement. Number 2, why does Kendall stand instead of sit? I don't like Kendall. So there we go.
There you go. And I prefer it. Both ways, that he doesn't like me and that I stand.
We still get that question and it cracks me up.
Literally
It's a production choice. Christina's up next. She says, Jason, you look really good just wearing sweaters. So relaxed on the show. Kendall is always beautiful too. Got my hubby to watch the show and he can see why I watch you guys every day. You make us smile and laugh and it just makes our day. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Don't we appreciate that?
Yeah,
that's our job.
Thank you.
What I said this before. Oh, we got to go. But Marjorie, who did my morning radio show before we took over, she said it is an honor to start people's day with a smile, and that sounds hokey, but it is. Next, we've shown you a pair of dogs named Mac and Baron who bark when they see other animals on our show. Well, check out what happened when the dogs saw themselves featured in a previous Mailbag segment. And watch her dogs.
Hey, you guys are on TV. You guys are on the Jason show. Take a look.
That is the best video of the day. How great is that? I love her so much. I love those dogs. You can stay connected with our show on social media. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our address, Jason Show TV, and our personal accounts is too, Jason Matheson and Kendall Mark. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. How great are those dogs? The bosses don't watch the show anyway, so you know what I've often thought about?
Okay.
I've often thought about when I get to the point where I just don't care anymore, I think I'm just going to open a black market Jason Show merchandise store. You know what I mean?
Fun.
Just like a bootleg, you know what I mean? Just, I'll make them myself and then see how long it takes for Kim Jong-un and Fox to catch up with me.
We could grab a van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just sell them out of the van. That would be sketch at all. If you and I just showed up in parking lots selling bootleg
High
Jason Show
schools.
merchandise, that will be a new low for us.
Senior centers.
Yeah, but I'm getting to the point that I'm going to do that. And cameos. I'm minutes from getting on Cameo and selling birthday greetings.
Yeah.
And then I'll use that money to fund a purchase of South Fork
And some
because they're going to tear
chairs.
it down. You know how I feel about that.
What?
Welcome back. Don't get me started. It's the studio behind hit movie after hit movie. But if you had to pick the top Pixar movies of all time, what would be on your list? I'm actually curious about yours. In honor of the new movie turning red, Vulture.com decided that their folks would rank all 25 Pixar movies. See if you agree with the top 10. Number 10, Up.
That's good.
Number 9, Ratatouille. Number 8, Toy Story 4. Number 7, Inside Out. And number 6, Toy Story 3. Now, Leo, don't move this graphic yet. Here's what I'm shocked by. If you talk to most critics, they think Ratatouille is right up there with like some of the best movies ever.
Right.
I am shocked that it's only 9. That is my biggest surprise of these 5. What do you think? What shocks you about the top 5 here, or this 5?
The fact that as we move on, there's a lot of Toy Story in this top 10. And I think there are other films that they've done that are maybe better than one of the Toy Story stories.
That's actually, you know what? I would not disagree with you.
It's just a lot of Toy
A
Story.
lot of Toy Story. Okay, making the top 5. This list names the 2004 The Incredibles as the 5th best, saying it's exciting and riveting, and it's just a great action movie. I'm not going to disagree with that. I would actually think Toy Story 2, The Incredibles, and the one I just mentioned, Ratatouille, would be the top 3. So that doesn't surprise me. Number 4, the second Toy Story from 1999. Yeah, this one is 2 and 3 are really good. I mean, they're all kind of coming of age stories.
Right.
But 2 was so special. And a little fun fact: it was designed to be a straight to DVD movie. but they decided to transform it into a big screen release using story ideas rejected from the first movie. They were watching it and they read the script and this script is really good. Let's not waste it on DVD. Now the top 3 Pixar movies, again, according to Vulture. Here is number 3.
Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills. When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
Dory, no singing.
That's right, Finding Nemo is full of lessons about letting children live their own lives, amongst other things. And of course, Ellen DeGeneres, just keep swimming.
I love that movie.
That movie was part of the revitalization of Ellen's career.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Her hosting the Emmys and Finding Nemo helped resurrect the career, leading to the talk show. Number 2 on the list is this one.
Well, so you want to do it the hard way, huh?
Don't even think about it, cowboy.
Oh, yeah? Tough guy?
Yep. It's the first ever Pixar movie from 1995, the original Toy Story, earning high marks for its comedy, tender moments, and insight into human nature. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to put the original Toy Story in the top 5, and it's almost perfect. It really is almost perfect. So what's the top Pixar movie according to the fancy people at Vulture? This might surprise you. Look. Yep. Vulture says it's the most original and ambitious Pixar movie with one of the greatest love stories. One of the greatest love stories in Pixar history. WALL-E is number 1.
I cried when I watched WALL-E as an adult.
As an adult?
Yeah.
I love WALL-E. I do not know if it's number 1.
I agree with that sentiment. I think it's top 5.
I would not argue with you.
Yeah, and Monsters Inc. should be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Knock out one of those Toy Stories
Yeah,
and bring Monsters Inc.
I would agree. You can see the full list, by the way, at vulture.com. We're going to take a break. The shortest segment and what's in the surprise goodbye, you'll find out when we come back. Stay right there. I did not like A Bug's Life, and it rightfully so was at the bottom of the list. Well. What do we have here? We have a text from our leader, Kim Jong-un. She goes, "Oh, I watch. You're petulant."
I am not associated with this.
Yes, you are. Again, selling mugs out of the back of a van. You're with me. It's time for the world's shortest segment. Hi. Get ready to feel old. Someone on Twitter posted a photo of someone selling a BlackBerry, labeling it vintage. And it's from the 1990s. It was a BlackBerry similar to this one. In case you don't remember, BlackBerries were a thing in the mid to late 2000s. The Twitter user was selling it for $15. And just so you know, things are usually considered vintage when they are more than 20 years old. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. So Kendall, you're vintage. Hello. Don't forget, Kendall and I will be appearing in the parking lot of the old Kmart in White Bear Lake this Saturday from 10 to 12, selling bootleg Jason Show mugs. We'll see you then.
Get there early.
Get there early, right, Kendall? Mm-hmm. It's time for the surprise goodbye. This is the first time we're seeing this. A big week in reality TV history. 17 years ago this week, The Real Housewives of Orange County aired its first episode. This was the launch of the Real Housewives empire that, I mean, quite literally put Bravo on the map. That's right. So in honor of that, the Jason Show producers put together a Real Housewives quiz. First up, how many U.S. franchises have aired on Bravo? 9, 10, 11, or 12?
11.
11.
Is that right?
Are we right? 10.
Oh.
OC, NYC, Atlanta, New Jersey, D.C., Beverly Hills, Miami, Potomac, Dallas, and Salt Lake City. One more. One more question. How many housewives have been part of the various Housewives franchises? 99, 112, 139, or 151?
C.
99. 139?
Always go with C when you don't know the answer.
Good thing. Tomorrow, Stephanie Hansen's back. Plus, it's National Puppy Day. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself. We'll see you tomorrow.